All right. What's up, everybody on YouTube? This your boy Seed for Three. You already know basketball and astrology and motion. Bam. I do this. It's what I do. This is my business, right? Basketball and astrology and motion. Back with another video. And this one gonna be a real good one, real insightful video. So I'm gonna just hop right into it. 2026 is the year of Genesis, aka the Fire Mustang, so welcome. 2026 is officially on the way. We're about 5-6 days in, if you're counting from the official wave from the spring equinox on the 21st, 20th. Today is March 25th as I'm making this video. So a lot of us are 4 or 5 days into the new year astrologically, right? Even though the calendar says we're 3 months in based on January, February, March, but astrology, we start with the spring. So it's good. It's good to be here myself, make this video. The sun's shining in New England finally. Like, it's been cold. This is probably like the first day we have a legit 60 type of day. So, this jacket's a little hot right now. So, that's a new beginning, but we're here. Welcome to the video. I'm glad to make this video. This year is a lot of energies, a lot of newness going on, especially from 2025 was real heavy. So I'm gonna just get right into it. So you watch this video, I hope you guys are blessed. Hope the Holy Spirit helps you watch it to the end. I hope you guys are blessed. Hope this video is a blessing to whoever watches it, whoever feels it, whoever sees it, because it's going to be a real good one. So as you know, the year of Genesis, for y'all who don't know, I'm going to just hop into it. When we break down the numbers 2026, and for y'all who don't know, y'all can go watch my other videos on YouTube. 2024 was the year of karma. Things were happening. That was the year P. Diddy went down. The year of karma, I want to say that started happening in 2024, the year of karma. 2025 was the year of revelation, And the way I'm getting these, if you guys don't know, I'm adding up the years. So 2024 equaled 8, 2025 equaled 9, 2026 equals 1, So we're starting over. 2025 was the year of revelation and higher knowledge, So after karma, a lot of truth and higher truths were revealed last year, such as the Epstein files and things like that, and things coming to light about practices that's been going on for years, ancient cabal, ancient shadow work, deep state, Illuminati, etc., whatever word or trigger word you want to use, conspiracy, all that stuff was coming out last year. That we're pretty much all awake to that point now. The ones of us who are tapped in, who understand what these news stories mean and show us, and these events and natural events and storms and all the murders and mysteries and conspiracies, for lack of better words. A lot of us who are tapped in and tapped into the side of the occult that they don't want us to know. The occult meaning hidden knowledge. Those of us that know, those of us that read certain books and just have the spirit of the Holy Spirit, the spirit of discernment in us to decipher certain things that's going on in the matrix in the world. So 2026 is the year of Genesis. Like I said, you add up 2026, you're going to get to 1. That's going to be the year of Genesis. You know what I'm saying? In this Genesis year, the themes of the Genesis year is going to be a new beginning. As we already know, Genesis is the first book in the Bible. That's why I named it that. Genesis is the beginning. Even if you look at the word Genesis, you get the word genetics, genealogy, based on that 4 root word of introduction. Every word comes from a root word. Like, these dreads have a root, trees have a root. So everything comes from a root word. So the root gene there, genealogy, genetics, things like that. So we're all coming this year, I feel, if you ask me, this is going to be a year of a new beginning. A lot of people might be trying to start something new for their bloodline. Dealing with the number 1 also, right? So Genesis, the number 1, you add up 2026, you get 1. Genesis being the start. It's the start of spring right now. A lot of people are going to probably want to start new businesses, new ideas, new concepts. A lot of people might looking for a new identity ever since the karma that was exposed in 2024, the revelation or the realization or the recognition of 2025, and my purpose, trying to find my purpose, which is big on both men and women sectors. People trying to find purpose, higher knowledge, realization and a reason to what they're doing. That was the big thing for 2025, which just officially ended a couple days ago. So this new energy is going to bring leadership, raw moves, power, action, things that we can kind of bank on to really make moves for the next 5 years, you know. So I'm gonna just break this down. Why did I call it the year of Genesis? So let's get down into the teaching point. So if you think about Genesis, if you guys who haven't read the Bible, or you guys who have read the Bible, Genesis is the book that started it all. Genesis is the book that literally started, it started from nothing into something. So a lot of people have that energy of like, man, the last 2 years might have been a shit show, or it might have been good. And people who might have had a good 2 years, they still have that itch and hunger this year, like, man, what's new can I start to increase my company, right? What's a new diet I can have to increase my already good body, right? Me as a basketball coach, right? What new coaching concepts can I help to see my kids grow, my players grow? What new philosophy, what new motivation? So on top of being new from like the ground zero, new people who are trying to start from the ashes of the last 2 years. Karma was a tough year, 2024. Me personally, I lost apartments, I lost cars, so I understand the summation of starting from ground zero, as opposed to other people who are already on ground 2, level 2, and they want to add something to that, one thing to it to get to level 3. So we're all in a state of 2026 of leveling up, no matter where we are. You can be at the bottom trying to get to level 1. You can be on level 100 trying to get to level 101. That is the theme for 2026, you know. And we keep continuing with the theme of Genesis here. We want to speak things into existence, you know, back to Genesis, back to God himself. You know, when you read the book of Genesis, the first words that were spoken, the first dialect, the first quotations was God said, let there be light. And it was, and it was good. So breaking down the importance of our voice, the importance of me making this video, the importance of shout out to the book of James in the Bible. The power of life and death is in the tongue. Shout out to God. He's a creator. We are like God. So in this summation of 2026, speak into existence what you want to be, right? If you want to be a better athlete, say that, right? You want to be a better YouTuber, say that. You want to be a better mother, parent, son, daughter, athlete, construction worker, painter, teacher, coach, whatever it is, chef, cook, you know, a better leader, a better spiritual guy, a better relationship with God, anything it is, you know, speak it into existence. That's the first thing you got to do. Because I think a lot of us, and we realize the last 2 years, you know, a lot of stories have came out about certain rappers spoke certain things in their songs and then it happened. We've seen it a lot between the last 2 years, a lot of karmic deaths, a lot of deaths that had a lot of dark energy behind it. So with that being said, you want to have positive energy, try to speak more positive. You know, you want these things to happen, you have to believe it. You know, when God said let there be light, there was no doubt. He's God, right? He speaks with supreme confidence, you know? And even in the year of 1, you know, we think about the chosen one and people trying to find out if they are chosen ones and what's my purpose and me. So there is a focus on independence this year. This is going to be a year when people realize they might have gave too much energy to the wrong companies or jobs or friend groups or whatever groups, and it's time to focus on you. One is singular. We talk about chosen ones and that energy, a lot of that is a singular motion, a singular thing, you know. So even if we keep up with the theme of the book of astrology, the book of Genesis, which goes and talks about astrology, because God created the earth, God created the stars, which is why I do teach astrology, you know, which we are in Aries season right now, which correlates with 2026 in the year of Genesis and the Fire Mustang and the number 1 that 2026 adds up to. Aries season symbolizes that independence right now, that ram-headed energy. Can be a little impulsive, but, you know, standing on business, maybe striking out and starting a journey on your own. You know, Aries people do have that streak of being loners, but lone soldiers, not like lone and bored, but lone soldiers, like when kings go off to battle. And, you know, we definitely see that. And we do see that also in the Bible if we break down. You know, shout out to astrology. After God made the signs and the stars and things for astrology, which also proves that how this year, 2026, we might see a big renaissance of astrology. People tapping in. with astrologers like myself to get insight, to get readings, people trying to understand who they are, because we know about the government and American history, black history, white history, all the world history, African history, Chinese history, Middle East history, Egypt history. We know about that, but how many times do we know about ourselves in this matrix, in this time, you know? Such as me being a Leo, I understand certain concepts and advantages and disadvantages that I have as a sun sign Leo, as opposed to somebody being a sun sign Scorpio, which is an exact square to me, and we would naturally square off on certain things. So even the understanding of astrology can teach you certain predetermined blessings and preordained obstacles or ops or whatever. But continuing with that theme in Genesis in 2026, you know, once you do get past the astrology and you understand that God made everything for a reason, the stars and all the lights in the skies were for signs and festivals, you know, the light was to govern the daytime, the night was the moon was to govern, the sun was to govern the daytime, the moon was to govern the nighttime. Everything has a reason, right? When he put Adam here, you know, he gave him a reason. Adam was the chosen one. And when you're a chosen one and you tap into who you are in the year of Genesis and things like this, the number one you don't realize, and the number one thing you're going to realize is that you have something to do. You know, everybody wants to be a chosen one this, and my purpose, but it's a singular thing. And you can bring this down to Adam in the Bible. He made Adam, and he named all the animals, right? God had him do that job, you know, do that thing, you know, take care of the Garden of Eden. He's like, if we really slow down and get to the holistic views of life, everything happens for a reason, and there is a reason. Now, the devil, the opposite, the serpent, Satan, Saturn energy, whatever you want to call that, he comes in and is the author of confusion, bringing things out of order. Once again, we can see this again in the Genesis story, where in the beginning, it's always been a battle with mindsets. It's always been a battle of words also. Before we even get down to super physical fights and on things like that, the serpent deceived Adam and Eve, you know, we could just say Eve, but Adam fell too, by talking, having a suggestion of saying, you know, don't you want to know more than your God-given purpose? Don't you want to do something more outside of that? Which is where a lot of us are at today, if you ask me, in 2026, in the year of the one, and trying to get back down to nature and trying to get down to the beginning of it, you know, after all the 2 previous years I keep talking about. You know, what is our natural goal? Like for me, for example, I'm pretty sure, I'm like 99.9% sure that I'm meant here to do this astrology work and to play basketball, right? In a lot of ways, you know, you will know what your purpose is, especially if you've been tapped in with God and praying since a young child. You're going to know since a young child, right? Adam knew the minute he was made. You know, other stories in Genesis and other throughout the Bible, they had to go through that trial and tribulation as a kid, as a chosen one, you know. And not to say that you can't get down the line and find, because also in the Bible, Abram was 75 years old when God gave him a mission to make moves, you know. Once again, the year of Genesis is going to be a year of moves, you know. Most of these stories in the Bible, they had to make moves by themselves, you know. We can break down Noah's Ark, you know. Noah was a chosen one, you know, in his year, in the year of Genesis. You have to do something like this, you know. People are trying to find out, how do I make my niche in the world, right? How do I carve out a little bit of following for myself? How do I carve out just a little bit? It could be 5 followers, 10 followers, 100 followers, 100 million, 10,000. The numbers are irrelevant when you're working within purpose, you know. For example, back to Noah. I'm pretty sure Noah had 0 followers helping him build that boat. Just God himself giving him that energy, giving him that passion, giving him the instructions, giving him the knowledge. Once again, when we get to the year of Genesis, this is the year that people should tap in and ask God, what should I do? What is my purpose? What do you want me to do, God? What skills and what talents and what blessings have you shown me and gave me that I can probably, within the next 5 years, grow that and feel like I'm on path? You know, Noah, this is nothing he did for money. This is nothing he did with followers, clout, as we say in our generation now, right? Or to be seen and to be admired. Because I'm pretty sure, you know, during that time also God talked about the Nephilim and the world was evil and all men thoughts and actions were evil since childbirth. So, you know, flesh was getting strong at that time. So during this time, I'm pretty sure Noah was seen as an outcast, as much as many of God's children are seen as outcasts, different, weird. What are you doing? Why are you the single person, the year of one, the year of Genesis? Why are you the single person doing that, you know? So, something to think about. Noah, even Abel. Think about Abel. When you're chosen one, or you're doing this year of Genesis and what this year is about, God is separating the wheat from the tares. For you guys who know the Bible a little deeper, the wheat from the tares are being separated. This is the year where you're either the one or the two. If you're the one, you're gonna know. You're gonna feel like you're on a solo mission, a solo journey. It don't even have to be about money. It's something inside of you. You have to do that. I have to do this. I gotta say this. I gotta make this video. I gotta talk to that person, right? That's the Holy Spirit giving you divine instructions to make something happen, you know? So, Abel, I'm pretty sure, I mean, how many people were popular during the world, but the way he gave his offering to God and his brother were jealous, he's already separating the one from the two right there, you know? We can go down to Abraham, you know, when God told him at 75 years old, I need you to go, leave your hometown, leave your country, do this and make it happen, right? That's the year of Genesis. That is the year we're in. Some people might wake up at some point this year and be like, man, you know what? I need to go work there. Something is telling me I need to go work for that company and do this or that, right? Or I need to be with this woman, or I need to do this for my family. Whatever it is that God puts on your heart, right? We all have our own personal relationships, right? Noah was not Abraham. Abraham was not Jacob. Jacob was not Joseph. Joseph was not Adam, right? All these people, and there's so many people in the Bible, right? Some of us be like, oh, I'm just nobody. I'm just a regular person on earth. And granted, we're all regular people on earth. Shout out to the Most High. We're not God, but you can live in your divine purpose, especially if you're paying attention. This year of Genesis is going to be in front of you, right? Even if it's for you to help somebody along their journey. Me as a coach, I can be coaching guys that's going to be in the NBA, big time college stars, but it's not me to be like, I need to maybe overshadow them, which we call jealousy, and overstep their boundaries. Some of us are here to be helpers, not to probably be on front scene and to be the biggest Bible story. I'm the main character, what they call main character energy, but you know, we all have a light. We're all stars. We all have eyes. We all have some gift, aka Jupiter, if you act in astrology like me. God has all given us some type of talent or blessing that we can be a part of his kingdom, right? You might not be the biggest worker in God's kingdom. You might not be the manager. You might not be Jesus. You might not be a disciple. You might not be an elected elder. But I'm telling you, even if you read the Bible, you know, he cares about the poor. He cares about the fatherless. He cares about the lowly people. So God does care if you have a small portion of his kingdom. How great is that small portion than the kingdom of darkness, right? Something to think about, you know? So, yeah, great video, man. 2026 also, man, you guys got to watch out for curses, right? A lot of people are starting to realize how real curses are and things like this. Because also in the book of Genesis, we received the first curse over the world. So a lot of people who, I feel like a zombie. I have nothing to live for. I can't have my passion. Like a lot of people are getting tapped out since COVID. The COVID shots happened to bring people vibing low. You know, it's basically just low vibration energy. You can't find nothing to live for. You can't laugh. There's no pep in the step. There's no leadership, no raw power. It's hard for them type of people to step into the year of one energy because it's like, I just go to work, bro, and that's it, right? That's kind of meant to beat you down over time. And you notice how children never get to that point because you're still full of life. Children, Genesis, the beginning of their life, the beginning, the genesis of children, you're happy, you're chipper, you're trying to live for God. You have this optimism of the world. You have hope, you have faith. So think about how strong the spiritual warfare is and the amount of negative words that have been said and things like that. People end up coming under a curse under themselves, and then that happens because we don't understand the curse of Genesis. The curse of Genesis is that men will work, women will have child's birth, and it will hurt. The son of women and the son of the devil will be against each other, the seed against the seed. Shout out to me being seed, you know. I understand these concepts. So in the year of Genesis is also going to be a realization of the world we're living in, men and women, the battles that we're fighting, men trying to work, but not getting rich. I mean, let's just get real. We work hard as fuck, but how many of us are rich, right? How many of us work our hands till they fall off, work our hands to the bone, right? Things happen at work, right? How many women have, you know, things that's going on with children, right? And tough situation with that, and maybe having a child that became a problem with them and getting into a lot of stuff causing turmoil. That is the curse that is on all of us. Every single human that has been born since the fall. That is the curse of Genesis, right? And I firmly believe the only way to get past that curse, reverse that curse, is to understand the year of Genesis 2026. You have to work with God, you have to talk with God, and you have to put yourself first. You have to start being a leader. If not, be a helper. If not, tap into see what is your part in this matrix, this story, this big biblical story that we're all living, that's still being written to this day, you know. This the year of Genesis. Most people should know the knowledge of good and evil. By the time you get to Genesis 6 and 7, we know about the knowledge of good and evil, the tree of life, right? There is everlasting life, right? 2026, I feel like there are going to be a lot of people who speak up for God, and we're going to tell you guys there is an afterlife. There is abundant life, right? Just like you know good and evil, just like you know the devil and God, just like you know murderous people, people who scam, people who lie, cheat, steal, all the dark energies of the world versus kindness, joy, peace, humbleness, meek, gladness of the heart, joyful spirit, the light energy. You know that. Just like if I cover the screen, it is dark. That is dark energy. This is light energy when you see me again. So we have to realize in 2026, and people are going to realize that we are living in spiritual warfare. There are demonic attacks that's happening every day, and it happens on people who are not spiritually strong. Shout out to the people watching my channel. I'm pretty sure you watching my channel. You tapped in, you're spiritually strong. You know astrology, you know yourself. And we're going to grow on that because this is the year of Genesis. Genesis had a lot of warfare in there. A lot of people died in Genesis, right? And also there's a lot of blessings. God was moving people from here to here. Genesis is the year of the chosen one. 2026 is really the year of the chosen one. It's the year of Genesis. Who is God going to take from this part of the earth to that part of the earth? Who is he going to tell that one invention to change the world? Who is he going to tell that one idea, that right thing, right? You can be a helper, you can be a builder, but are you working for the kingdom of God, the year of Genesis, right? And we're not talking about being perfect. We're talking about making moves, moving with the program, you know, doing what we got to do at the right time. And this is the right time, and it's Aries season, the right season, you know. And before I get out of here, I'm gonna break down the year of the fire horse, which is basically what I've been saying. You think about fire, you think about horse, you think about being fiery, you think about being momentous, you thinking about making moves, right? You're talking about being on fire for God. Everybody talk about being lukewarm. We're trying to be on fire right now. Genesis was a fire book, you know, and we talk about how even the that might be next chapter, I don't know, the burning bush, that might be Exodus, right? Or Deuteronomy, right? But either way it go, you understand, fire and fire horse and making moves. You know, horses in the Bible, when God made horses and brought them down and Adam named them and all his good things, horses were subject to us to make moves, you know. So who has the momentum this year? The year of the fire horse, you know what I'm saying? The Fire Mustang. Who's going to be a leader? Who's going to be competitive? You talk about the horse races, the Kentucky Derby, the Saratoga races. Shout out to Currency. You know, races, horses, going, horsepowers. I'm in the car right now, right? Who's going to make those moves for Lord, right? Who's going to, you read the book of Revelation, the pale ride horses, all the horses that the people ride in on, symbolizing endings and beginnings. Fire horse, get the momentum. Who's going to ride out this year, right? Who's going to make these moves? If you are a helper or a builder, you know what I'm saying? You know, even the return to nature, thinking about the year of the fire horse, it's a good time to pay attention to animals and get in touch with our animalistic side, our flesh side, and how we have aggression and angers. And you know, we have to work. Shout out to our men. We are the work horses of America, of society, of the world. Shout out to Genesis. All these men, the patriarchs, are putting in work. Who's going to put in work to build a foundation? You talk about horses. Horse and carriage is a foundation of traveling before we had cars. So, you know, any of you guys who played our old school Assassin's Creed games or old school Western games, horses have been there almost domesticated since dogs. So we're thinking about real ancient, archaic energy right now. How do we encompass that? You know, fiery, make years. The last year of the fire horse was 1966. You know, this goes on a 60-year cycle based on lunar calendar motion. So all about motion, all about making moves, you know what I'm saying? There's so much stuff I can break down. It's already 25 minutes in, but I hope you guys got the gist. 2026 is the year of Genesis, aka the fire horse. You know, speak it into existence, just like God said, let there be light. Speak it. You know, learn astrology, tap in with an astrologer like me. You read Genesis. By the time you get through Genesis 1 and 2, you already learned about the stars and the moon and the sun, because God put that here to signs, for signs to understand. What does a sign tell you? Go left, go right. That's what a sign is, right? You know, understand blessings and curses come out the same spigot, the same fountain. Watch what you say, watch what you do. And what I do, meaning be a workout horse. Can you go hard? All my athletes, can you go hard on the court? Can you outwork that other person? Can you outrun that other person? Can you outthink that other person, right? One is a competitive year. If you want to be the one, God is going to test you. God wants you to do something. You want to be the one in your class, you got to make good grades. You want to be the one at your job, you got to be consistent and show the work and put in a high performance at your job. So this is where we at. 2026 is the year of Genesis, aka the Fire Mustang. Tap in with me if you want astrology work. This is a real good video for whoever wants to start something new this year, new business, new concept, new ideas, whatever it is. Great year. Tap in with me for astrology work. You know, watch your anger this year too. You can be competitive. If you start losing, you could be upset if you feel like you're losing, you're not keeping up with people. Watch that jealousy, you know, but put in the work. There's going to be a lot of people that's going to be feeling that this year. Especially 6 years since COVID, a lot of people weren't making moves. A lot of people didn't take advantage. If you've been taking advantage since 2020, like myself, you're going to feel ahead of the curve. So keep going, keep moving, keep moving. Momentum, fire horses, horses go. Wild horses go. Mustangs are wild, actually. So this is going to be a wild fire year. A horse is a horse, but a Mustang is freaking wild, uncontrollable. So once you get that momentum, keep going. God got you. Vibe high. I'll see you guys in the next video.